Foster
Shame
Creek on here?
about those
Yeah, Rob was on here. He was,
two ladies
Dr.
that
Jackie
died over
Miller.
the.
Dr. Jackie. Kurt Voss started over there, and he moved into,
He was chair, and
Chair.
I followed him as chair when he moved out of city limits.
all of you guys came across.
Well,
17 years, I guess. I've been at this position 17 years.
well, I got here when Stratman was still mayor, and we were talking about the sewer treatment.
Treatment plant, yeah.
And Bernie's buddies would call him every time he sat down just to make sure his phone was on buzz.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
He'd look down
Here
and
comes Steve, by
that's the
golly.
coffee guy.
Yeah, the coffee club. Coffee club, we're ready to turn it on.
to spare yet, Steve. What are you doing here so early?
What's that?
You got 2 minutes to spare.
I know.
I moved you down one, Steve, one chair, Steve?
Which way? This way?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
because technically you're the next one in line to be moved up, so as they transition in, we gotta make sure we keep the.
Really, there was some science to that move?
I was just sitting next to Mike.
You guys are trouble, I gotta separate you.
Oh, my.
Everything.
Yeah, there's some kind of science to it, but whether it matters or not. but-
All right. Good morning.
Morning,
Let's
Charles.
go. Let's get this party started. Good morning. Let's call this meeting of the City of Washington Board of Public Works, Tuesday, January 28th to order. Roll call, please.
Paul Zimmer,
Here.
Fred Mitchell,
Here.
Mike Ratatek,
Here.
Steve Richardson, Mike Holter,
Here.
Chad Briggs, Steve Struber,
Here.
Austin Horskamp,
Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the
Flag
of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
you all. Let's review the minutes. Everybody have a chance? Any comments, questions, corrections? Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes approved. Thank you. I always hate to ask about priority items, but it's there. That's the first thing, Kevin.
We're good.
We're
No
good,
no
yeah.
priority items. We're good, no priority items,
That's good.
yes.
We like it that way. Wastewater, we have that's not a bill yet. This is the estimate for what they're gonna,
Yeah.
what they wanna do.
And it's really just more of a, I should have just said discussion more than approval.
Yeah.
But I would like an approval to proceed, so it's kind of a discussion and an approval. We're working on slip lining Front Street. The section from where we did not put the new pipe in down to Lafayette Street. It's been a long process. It's a lot of things going back and forth. We're at the point where we're getting ready to work on getting that scheduled. It's gonna be $59,000 to slip line it. The cost is probably gonna go up a little bit because the quote came in with $59,000 with a 1 hour price for cleaning. That's per hour. We don't know how long it's gonna take to clean, but we know it's gonna take longer than an hour, so there will be an additional cost onto that, but it would be just a shot in the dark to say it's gonna cost X amount. So we just did the hour because it could take 3 hours, or it could take 6 hours, or it could take 8 hours. Depending on how heavy the sludge is in the line from Oak Street to Lafayette Street. So that's just want to give you a heads up on that and let you know. And we're also bringing in some stormwater stuff with this project and a line out in Stonecrest with this project. So I'm waiting for the proposals on that to come through so I can put it all together. As soon as I get that, I'll shoot an email out to you guys and let you know what the line in Stonecrest would add to the sewer, and then Charles and his engineering will be covering the stormwater stuff. But So we're moving forward on it. I think we may have had a conversation about this some time ago. We're actually slip lining even the new pipe we put in. And it's not because the guys didn't do a great job putting the pipe in, it's because of where we tied into the existing manhole was a 1980 or an 1880s manhole, whatever you want to say. And we had a lot of struggles getting it attached and making sure that it was going to stay attached. So we're going to slip line that all the way to that manhole and through that manhole to make sure that we don't have any problems in the future. And we're back to digging up a manhole at the exit of the depot. So
And then you'll coat that manhole?
then that manhole will be spray lined like all the rest of them.
Doesn't Situ Farm do that?
No, that's a separate company. Yeah, that's a separate company. We didn't get any done this year. There was a bunch of, well, it was, their equipment was breaking down, so they got so far behind, they couldn't get to us this year. It's not that we're not doing it, it's just we couldn't get any done last year because they ended up only having one truck that they got a half of one project done, and that went down. So they now have 3 trucks, so things should get better, but we're just, the company we use is, they had some issues, just like, and then they're like everybody else, they couldn't get parts to fix the truck. It was just it was a nightmare. So I said, rather than trying to squeeze it and struggle, we'll just transition into the next year and just get caught up, so. So that's Front Street. So really what I would like to know is, have you guys give me approval to continue proceeding, and then allow me to send you an email with the rest of it, so that you can see what the additional cost of Stonecrest is to proceed with that, and then we'll get the ball rolling and get that line down there done.
Motion to proceed with the Situ Farm project?
Moved.
I'll second. Is this all,
Seconded?
is this all budgeted?
Yeah, we'll use it out of our slip lining budget, for the Front Street and the Stonecrest. But it's gonna take up almost all of that budget, so we won't be able to do a whole lot like we've done before, but because we're kind of changed how we're paying for that and all that good stuff. So with the transition of the water and wastewater departments becoming self-sufficient and funding ourselves, so, but we'll get back up to doing more, but right now it's
this one's
Front Street's a priority, so it's not a,
Any other questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Go ahead, Kevin, and keep
Thank you.
moving. What else on wastewater, anything?
Not really a whole lot. We did, yesterday, we removed one of our lift stations, the one that's down on Rabbit Trail. It was a lift station that was originally designed for the build of the 2 senior units down there, and not for all of the homes that have grown on that end. So we were struggling with it, but we got, as progress turned out, so we was able to, and I think we've talked about this too, able to put a gravity line from that lift station all the way through and down to the treatment plant for other development. So it was a positive thing. Sometimes growth is good, and in our case, this growth was very good for us, so. But it was put online, the station was taken offline yesterday, and the gravity line was tied in yesterday, so.
Isn't that the station that got a lot of clogs and things
Yes,
like that
yes,
over the past
wearing
few
out
years?
motors and, yes, so that's a good thing. Speaking of clogs, we had a sewer backup yesterday over on 6th Street, and Carrie did a great job of calling me and letting me go see the plug, and we've got pictures, but we're not gonna show them, it's for the report. But we found how long was that log of wipes? 3 foot, 4 foot? Yeah, about 3 foot long, just a plug of hand wipes that plugged the line up.
Oh, my Lord.
So, and then I don't know if everybody's seen What's Up Wash Mo, Joe down at the treatment plant got anxious and put it on Facebook about all the stuff down at the treatment plant. I'm glad he did. Of course, it always turns turmoil up, but anyway, so we've got a lot of rags. I'm trying to figure out how to use all of that stuff as a PR, but it's really hard to do PR with that stuff. But,
Yeah, well,
but anyway, so yeah, we've still got our ongoing hand wipe rag issue that we're gonna have forever probably, but at least we have one lift station that we won't have to deal with that
That's
on.
good.
So.
that's a good thing, you don't have to maintain it either.
Other than that, treatment plant's a treatment plant. We're still waiting for equipment and materials for the repair of the influent pumps that you guys approved quite some time ago. Our belt press, we are waiting on material for that. That was like a 6-month wait on equipment. So we're just limping the belt press along, hoping that it keeps on going
Was
until.
some
we-
of that in last year's budget?
Yeah, and we carried it over to this year, yeah,
Okay.
yes. So that's about it for wastewater.
All right.
Everything else is
Keep it going downhill.
kind of keeping going, so.
Water, we have a bill for Core in Maine, the pay request for, Old Pottery Road line.
We have pay requests for Front Street and Pottery Road. Front Street, we're replacing the water line on Front Street. So we are going from Market Street all the way to Stafford Street. So that will be our, I think, our biggest water line replacement project that we've had in a long time. So that's a good project. That's one of our oldest lines, highest pressure. And then they're also redoing Front Street. So it's the best time to do it is now, so that we don't go dig up the new street like we had to do on Market Street with a service lateral. Or Third Street, rather. But anyway, so that's part of it. And then we are installing the water line up on Old Pottery Road. That was part of the 1976 agreement with Meadow Lakes and those guys to be put on water and sewer. They will be coming on, we'll get the water line up there. I think the sewer's coming out of the new Don Avenue development. So they will be brought into the system, which they should have been done a long time ago, but that's what the other one is. And ironically, if you look at the bills, it was the same amount for the pay request one, which is part of Front Street, because we had to buy more pipe to go to do that, as it was for Old Pottery Road. Rather interesting, but same price, so. But anyway, so asking.
So up on Pottery Road, that's an extension of the pipe that you pushed under the road
That,
a couple of years back?
well, yeah, kind of, yes. We're now tying into the line that is going up into Don Avenue. We was waiting for that development, but yes, that is tied into that 12-inch line we put through. Yeah, so now they've got the line up in for the development of Don Avenue. They put us a T there and stubbed us a piece of pipe out. We're connecting to that and running it down to the end of the road, setting a fire hydrant for them, which they've never had, and then putting curb stops in for all of their houses, and they'll be tying into them, so.
What size service pipes are in Meadow Lake?
Meadow Lake's got 8 and 6, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Meadow Lake was built to city standards at the time, or city codes requirements at the time, so, it's basically like any other subdivision in town. Yeah. So that's what this is all about, is this.
So we need a motion to pay what? Change our, pay request number 1, is that what we're billing?
Yeah, this will actually be, this will be the final pay. It's just a pay request for all of them at one time.
$70,036.
Yes.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes to pay the $70,036 bill.
Yes, and we are actually, we was prepared to start on Old Pottery Road before the storm hit. So now, like everything else, we're waiting for the ice to finally melt away. So hopefully by next week, we can get back out on Pottery Road, get that done. As soon as we get that done, we're moving down to Front Street. So this wonderful storm we had even stopped us.
It kind of stopped a lot of stuff.
But it gave us time to go back and do some work to our well buildings. We need to run some vents out of our chlorine rooms and to the outside, things like that we needed. We kind of just always had put on the back burner, so it's giving us time to take care of that stuff, so. Able to do that.
Any old business that anybody has got on their mind that I guess we could review all kinds of stuff, but the budget's working,
Yeah.
the no pays are working, there's no major issues.
Well, we have not done shut-offs since November. Not because we didn't want to, but November we had, I think something happened, we couldn't get to it. We don't shut off in December because just what we have always done is never shut off, and I'll continue that while I'm here, just because it's Christmas time and we try to be nice. And then this month, because of all the ice and everything, I didn't want to send the guys out trying to chip out curb stops and find them, and we would have gotten nowhere, so next month. But now, if we get a spare stretch of time next month, we don't have to wait till the 22nd of February to do shut-offs. We can do it anytime through February because we're shutting off for November and December and, so we don't, in the code, there's a certain time frame when you can shut it off, and you can't shut it off before this date, but we're well past that for the other 2 months, so just give you a heads up in case somebody would call you and say, they shut my water off.
Just
Well,
out of curiosity, has that list grown since you're not done shut-offs, or have people just paid late?
To be honest with you, Teresa may have looked at it, I haven't, I usually don't worry about them until we
I looked
generate.
yesterday, actually, because I thought maybe today would be shut-off day, but it's right now about the same. Doing this for this many years, Christmas time, people actually do pay their bill with their Christmas monies. So,
That's good.
Generally, we have, about 60 people on the list every month when we do it. A lot of repeat offenders, frequent flyers, whatever you want to call them, but that's just, that they're gonna always be there. We can't fix them, it's just the way it is, so. But the guys have done a great job of going out and making sure that we get as many as we can. We've got a list of ones we can't get on. We try to go back and work on those when we have spare time, so it's a good working process. It's just we're always gonna have them. We're always gonna have 'em.
So a few years ago, we had that big issue with a multifamily dwelling with 1 meter and 1 shut off, and went through all kinds of contacts and working with people. Does that kind of go away, or?
There's
a few out there?
there's still a few out there. A lot of them have kept the units in their names and they pay for them. And in that case, what we do is if the property owner keeps that multi-unit in their name and they don't pay their bill, the building gets shut off. And then the tenants have to deal with the property owner. We give them an opportunity. If they want to take that and they don't do it, then they have to deal with their tenants. Well, of course, we deal with the first call and then we transfer them to the owners. We have our big, our what they call alley meters, which is our electronic meters that we can remotely shut off. Some of the landlords have opted to buy those and put them in, so we have a way of individually shutting them off. That's a plus. But that problem has gone away. We have maybe, 1 or 2 every other month.
Right, we only
It's
have-
not like it was before, where we would have half the shut-off list was multifamily stuff that we had problems with. And that's when we changed all the codes and rewrote everything, and it's worked. Now, I do have to say that one thing that I've seen, and it's something that it could be addressed, I don't know if it's a big enough problem, is that, and that would involve Charles a little bit, is that some of the landlords use that, keeping the utility bill in their name to avoid occupancy inspections. Because there's not a change of occupancy because it's the owner owning it. I don't know how big a problem that is. That would be something that, I could talk to Charles about and see, but that would be the only thing. That is the one thing we did open up when we made that code that the property owners could keep it in their name, was that without a change of occupancy, it didn't start the inspection process. So it's something that if it becomes a problem, we may come back and readdress that and bring it back and change that, but I haven't heard anything about it, but it is something that I think we all need to keep in the back of our minds, that could generate a problem at some point in time. I don't know, but.
Just have to watch, but right now, it's according to the ordinances, that unless you make that change, then it doesn't trigger the inspection,
yeah.
right? So,
So anyway, that's where we're at.
all right. Anything else, anybody? Next meeting was scheduled for February 25th, and I believe 2 of us will be gone. Steve's already gone, so we're gonna move it up to the 18th.
okay,
Is that okay with you?
yes.
Very good. That way we'll be able to have a meeting in February. Motion to adjourn? Yes.
Can I do a new business?
Yes.
You guys may have noticed Teresa reading Austin Horstkamp's name in her roll call. I've asked him to be, he asked me to be on the board. And he's a young guy, maybe 35-ish, just starting his family, Vic's son. And he's a grad of civil engineering at Rolla. So he's young, he's raw. I told him, yes, please ask a lot of questions from the get-go. And I think, it's valuable. I understand the conflict of interest perhaps because he's the son of one of our developers.
think we all did. And we might still do that on occasion. Thank you, thanks for that update.
Yeah, and I think part of him not being here today is possibly because I think I forgot to email him that the packet and stuff, so.
I'll take responsibility for that, Kevin.
Well,
I should have found his.
no, he will be here if he can next month, so, let's put it that way. Let's move forward, forget about back, and let's
Well,
move
we'll have to tell
forward.
him that we moved the meeting.
We will let him know what date it's on.
Yeah,
He officially goes before the council, next council meeting.
Oh, okay, so,
I think so.
yeah, so I guess officially he wasn't,
All right.
yeah, so, but we'll have him. I mean, it'll be good to have somebody young and new, and a civil engineer is always a good, yep, mindset to have, so it'll work out, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
all in favor of adjourn?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Watch out for suntan today. It's gonna get hot and the sun's out. And get your lotion on.
the list, I just don't know if I looked for his email
It's
address.
amazing how warm 30 degrees feels some days when the sun's out.
So does this mean that I'm the one that's in between you and that side?
I don't think so. Not sure what it means.
Tenor. It just means tenor. You've been here longer. You're closer to moving over, so that's all.
You
They can stay as
You
long
have-
as they like.
you have that much more time to get, you've got to decide to get off.
Come up with excuses, huh?
When Wings, come over, look at the Legion's facility, are you gonna show us, or are you gonna put me in contact with somebody?
No, I can show you. You just let me know when you want to do
Okay,
it.
I would get with Casey, I would say
Did he
probably
not work this morning?
some morning, I don't know if we'll do it, probably maybe some morning next week, probably.
All right. 'cause
Afternoon,
I'm gonna-
whatever, it really doesn't matter to me.
You just gotta let me know so I can get a key and Kenny over there to, show you the pit and
Oh, okay,
shed
all
and
right.
all
I
that
always
kind
thought
of
your key
stuff.
worked in there.
So just,
With Casey and I'll send you.
yeah, no, I will get it.
Okay, very good.
You never know. They might forget about you, huh?
Well, that'd be okay.
Yeah, that's why I moved him into the next chair.
That's good.
You can probably find something to do.
I remember that from
When
Gary. He always
when
said
am I,
that. That's
when
what
am I
Gary
up
did too. He
again?
had it.
When am I up again?
It's perpetual,
Huh?
it's just ongoing.